So as soon as an emergency state is overturned, repealed, the emergency state powers is repealed in Canada, the emergency state goes into effect in Ukraine. And I know that there's an attack and everything like that. Okay. There's a reason for the emergency state, but what I'm saying is that there's always going to be, it just moves. Like, it just basically moves around. And Jesus Christ, like, literally has to be an emergency state somewhere. And that is the Circus. There's legitimate bombs or legitimate missiles or whatever in Ukraine, okay? But that's an extrapolation. That's a what's it called? Not extrapolation. That's a side effect or extenuating circumstance. The bombs and the bullets and everything is an extenuating circumstance of the emergency state, which is like, damn, can Putin really laugh at Joe Biden for being not in control? Because he is now the next, like, they are now the next Emergency State Powers Act, which means that maybe Putin has been brownstoned or something. Like, he got the honeypot too. Epstein Island or something, maybe. Because, I mean, he's making all the wrong people happy, like my mother, you know? Like, the emergency state is so that they can get power from people who are perpetually in fear, like my mother. She won't educate herself to for personal responsibility, how to act. She just puts on the fear like a logo, or like she just like wears it like a badge, some honor. Mindfulness, she calls it being mindful. You know what I mean? Always got the diaper on her face, waiting for the first day that Pfizer comes out with a vaccine so she can run to my sister and give it to their baby, because she's stunning and brave. You know what I mean? She's not a molester, but if she gives a vaccine to that baby, she is. And you know what I mean? And I was like, please tell me you're not thinking of doing that. And she's, it's not my decision to make, but it will be her actions to take when they come out with it, because you don't have that. Like, when they come out with it, it doesn't automatically end up inside your baby. It doesn't automatically end up in there. You have to give it to them yourself. So the media's only job is to speak to people like that. Is to speak to people like her. All their power is in people who have an excuse to live somebody else's life and not their own. So everybody who is so pleased and happy about what's going on in Ukraine is going to be the same people. And okay, you can't argue that the bombs are not real, but the emergency state is real, and it went from here over there. So you can fucking clap your hands like NASA landing a fucking orbiter on the fucking moon. But just because I can't say that those bombs are not real and that aggression isn't real doesn't mean I can't say that you guys are an obvious honeypot situation. Blackmail, whatever. Maybe you bit off more than you can chew, and now you bit off more than you can chew, and now you have a team of fucking lawyers, and they excuse me, fucking talking to my mother, people like her, you know what I mean? Just people just like that, you know? Talking to people who resonate with fear and don't have 1 ounce of energy or effort to finding out what's going on in the world. It's of no use to anybody around you, and wrong about everything. You've been wrong. She's been wrong about Bitcoin. She's been wrong about the Clintons, about Biden, wrong about, you know, Epstein and Weinstein, Nexium, John of God. She doesn't even, you can't, there's some things that she can't possibly be brought up to speed on because she's just not, like, when I used to try to see what would she say if she's seen this article or that, or if I showed her about like the Finders cults, if I showed her evidence about this stuff, and yeah, lo and behold, a couple of weeks, months later, and she doesn't know what the fuck you're even talking about. Like, it really goes memory hole. So she just wants to be liked. She just wants to be loved. It's not logical, okay? But in her mind, this is how you maintain relationships and shit. In her mind. Now I've been a pariah because I refused to sell Bitcoin, like, or I refused to kowtow. I didn't get a vaccine. I didn't get no booster. I didn't get like first of all, this goes back to something that I knew was eventually going to take place, which was we're going to politicize down to the very root of the family structure. That we're going to politicize your choice and your personal responsibility down to a fucking media hot button issues or something. Now, I don't fucking deal with any of that shit. You're not going to find me on either side of no political spectrum. You know, I got to pay attention to what's going on in the world. But I don't politicize anything. I just go in, get the knowledge, figure out what's going on, and you don't need to politicize anything. Boosting was never good for you. It's not because you vote for Trump if you don't want to get a booster. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're like my mother, who has Munchausen syndrome, the best experience of her life comes from being sick, and what little attention that she afforded from being sick. Now I'm able to go on a lonely road, and because I went on lonely road when they're not popular, now I don't have to work. And it's like I did something wrong. Nobody, they want to ask a little question about what I do, and then when I tell them, they say, you can't even describe what I'm telling them because they think it's advice for them to do, and that they might be scams and whatever. Like, yeah, sure, it might be a scam, but you have a strategy. You trade your plan. You have your projections. You have your goals, and something might happen for you just because it didn't happen exactly like your goal. If it was going to do that, then if everything is supposed to happen exactly like, what the fuck? I don't understand my family. I mean, I still have a family, even though I'm on my own. I'm completely on my own. Like, I don't have a going relationship with anybody. But if you're gonna fucking come up with arbitrary reasons for why that is, then I don't need to be your family. You know, arbitrary reason for why I'm on a lonely road, and I turn out to be right every time, and you turn out to be a eugenicist. You turn out to be a eugenicist every time. And then you're trying to wield the ultimatum within your family unit. The ultimatums are for power brokers, but apparently those power brokers are so complex that even when their enemies win, even when the enemies rue the day and cause your actions, like I'm sure UN, NATO, and UN is causing is like, and I could show you it's protracted. It's like a proxy, and it's clandestine, but we are causing Putin to attack. So he's warning the United States and NATO, but at the same time, his actions were taken because of we will not, like, basically, if there's peace, you're not allowed to know about it to the extent that we bring our problems to the whole world, and then eventually, like, it's like an order, like we're ordering, like we're drawing up an invoice, and we want to see this and that, you know. We want to see this and that, and for all we know, that they could be working on building contracts for the different initiatives and shit like that. You know, they have the initiative to build a dam in Ethiopia, the initiative to build one what do they call that? The pipeline, the one road, one something, or China or something. I forget what the fuck that shit's called. Then there's things we don't know about, like advanced missile systems and aircraft and satellites and shit like that. That, you know, like arms companies, they build this shit and then they see who's gonna buy it, and then they projected a few years out who they're gonna sell them to already, and then you see their borders start to change. Like the borders will start to change based on the last one to buy this F-14 or that F-14, whatever. Not F-14, F whatever, Fulcrum, whatever. So you can have a small general idea. It's all you really need. And then don't get sucked into contentious debates with people who want to ignore shit. Because it causes, well, it doesn't cause anything. It just has no influence. There's no, it's a non-affluent. It's non-affluent. You know, you don't, if somebody doesn't have the ability to process what you're telling them, kind of thing, then you don't even know if they're fake smiling in your face and talking a bunch of shit. You know. So talk as much shit as you want to, because I just don't want to see endless wars. You know, because talk as much shit as you want to, because I can tell, I can tell who is compromised, you know, by a honeypot. You know, I don't know what they did or what they think anybody has on them. I'm not, know it all. I don't know that. I'm just saying, like, all politics is geared to disappoint. It's geared to disappoint. Is it always going to disappoint the peacemakers though? It looks like it is. It looks like it's always going to disappoint people who enjoy harmony. You know, harmony, basically. If you don't enjoy harmony, then you're just boring. And you need ambulatory lights to distract you from your daily humdrum, bibble, regurgitated fucking corporate news media. You know what I mean? And fucking all those eyes and shit on Europe. You know what I mean? There's a thing going on in Tigray. You know what I mean? In Tigray, right? They don't even have regular journalism. They don't even have any like protection of regular journalists. You know, but I mean, there's gonna be all kinds of eyes on Europe, though. That doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? So when these Karens start wanting to talk about this shit, I'm just gonna be like, no thanks, I'm cool. I don't want to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to fucking talk about it because they probably don't even know about other initiatives that are going on, and they're just gonna tell you that it's that he's a bad man. I mean, I swear to God, they're fucking retarded. He might not be good and he might not be your ally, but there's no good or bad men, only agreeable and disagreeable men. Why you if there was a good man, do you think you could keep him alive for a day? No, you would not be able to keep nobody alive for a day that you're calling a good man. Because he's good, he's going to be put to the test and the trial. Like, because they're good, then you need to go in and realize why they're human, and whatever that reason is, I'm sure they got to keep that private in their private life. So what the fuck are we waiting for? Good people to come along, and not just regular good people, because you know there's good people all around you. You have to say that in order to maintain relationships with them. But one with the resources to make a difference. And basically a hedge fund manager with a predilection for young boys or some shit, married to a lesbian, and stores all his acorns at the acorn bank. So you could be happy about some shit and whoa at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? You're just getting entertained. You're getting entertained. I would like really have to watch this shit. You can watch war combat videos and it is enthralling. It is enthralling. But you don't say, okay, we ran out of combat videos. Can we see some new theater break out and break up the monotony, because I'm fucking so boring. And then start pressuring or letting on how you can be manipulated by your politician. What are we going to do about this bad man? He's not really a Nobel, like, Putin has never won a Nobel Peace Prize, so how bad could he really possibly be? You know what I mean?